You're choosing me over the reactor? That's sweet, but I'll wait my turn. Go blow her mind. Go on, shoo!
Welcome back to part 15 of Final Fantasy XII, where today it's going to be mostly cutscenes until like the last few minutes of the video. So yeah, enjoy that.
Such a tremendous honor to again be graced with your presence, Majesty. You left us with such great dispatch upon our last encounter that I must confess I had begun to worry that we may have given your Majesty some cause for offense.
Such a heartfelt display of remorse. Now what is it you want?
I want you to give me the Nethicite.
The Nethicite?
That is a base imitation. We seek Wraithwald's legacy, the ancient relics of the Dynast King. Day-affected Nethicite. Did you not tell them, Captain Azalus?
Majesty, he speaks of the Dawn Shard. That is the Nethicite.
Are you mad, Vossler?
If we are to save Dalmasca, we must accept the truth. I will fight this profitless battle no more.
Captain Azalus has struck a wise bargain. In return for the Dawn Shard, the Empire will permit Lady Ashe to reclaim her throne, and the Kingdom of Dalmasca will be restored. Think on it. An entire kingdom for a stone, you must admit, is more than a fair exchange.
And when all is said and done, your master will have another pet.
Lady Ashe, let us take him for the people of Dalmasca. Your Majesty wallows in indecision on peril of their heads. And his shall be the first to fall.
Well, at least your sword is to the point.
To think the relics of the Dynast King were day-affected Nethicite, Dr. Cid will be beside himself.
What did you say?
Captain Azalus, take them to Shiva. They should have leave to return to Rabanastre soon. I want you to assess its power.
Did our orders not specify that we return the stone for testing?
I will not chance returning with a stone that is yet unproven.
When we return to Dalmasca, we can announce that you are alive and well. I will then continue our negotiations with the Empire. I believe Lars has the key. He'll listen to us. We should trust him.
Who are you, Vossler, to talk of trust?
A son of Dalmasca.
Our Our equipment here is limited, so we'll be using the ship's drive to make our assessment. Once we've connected the stone, the reaction should be easily measured.
Methods do not interest me, only results.
Fran?
Such heat! The mist, it's burning!
6,800, 6,900, 7,000! This must be Deifacted Nethicite! The count still climbs!
Ah, we found it at last. True Deifacted Nethicite. The power of the Dynast King in my hands. Blood alone does not an emperor make, Vayne.
What is this? Something's wrong!
What is it? You stand!
Hold her down!
What's wrong with her?
I always knew Fran didn't take well to being tied up. I just never knew how much. How about you?
I like Fran's idea. Let's get out of here.
No farther! Sky Pirates, the future of Dalmasca will not be stolen. Why do this, Bash? This struggle is futile. You must know where it leads.
I do know. All too well.
That Deifacted Nethicite, if left alone for too long, is going to be more deadly than anything this can be. But Vossler stands in our way. He may have had his best intentions focused on helping Dalmasca, but he still sold us out, and he stands in our way as our chance for freedom is still being pulled at by a thread. Vossler is not a difficult boss, because it's kind of a symbolic thing of how much you can outpower him now. But it is a very impactful moment, and a very important fight for what it means. And it's also the last we're going to be hearing of Nolan North voicing Vossler.
Engine power falling rapidly. It's negative. Impossible.
Engine room, this is the bridge. Report.
What are they doing down there?
Happened?
The Nethicite's draining the ship's power!
Disengage it at once.
I want that
We're
number
trying
3
to
unit
go
seal.
Let me out. Charge critical in 300. Cascade failure.
Ash, let's go.
All I have done, I've ever thought of Dalmasca first.
I know you do. I would ne'er gainsay your loyalty.
Look on what my haste has wrought. Did I act too quick? Or was your return too late? I can serve her no more. You must take up my charge.
This might get a little dicey.
The mist. It manifests now.
Is that what you call this?
What's that? I think it's the dawn shard.
And what are we waiting for?
The dreadnought Leviathan is sunk. The 8th Fleet of the Arcadian Imperial Army lost. As word of the events in the yacht sounded throughout the Empire, quit I Bujerba, citing sudden malady. My true motive, to bring the various counter-imperial forces scattered throughout Ivalice together in unified resistance. By this time, Lady Ash had made her return to Rabanastre. She had not, however, made known her presence. Rather, she was content with keeping both her own whereabouts and those of the Don Shard concealed. Had she chosen then to go before her people, my error in announcing her suicide would be known, to the great detriment of my efforts to assemble a resistance. In such circumstance as the Lady Ash then found herself, even were she to proclaim Dalmasca restored, it would serve only to invite the Empire's wrath. Though Arcadia had lost her 8th Fleet, she remained, as ever, a military power with which to be reckoned.
The Rosarian Empire assembles a vast host under guise of martial exercises. It is our belief they wait for the proper pretext, the sooner to make their strike against Arcadia.
The loss of Leviathan and her fleet at such a time comes as a most grievous blow. Were Rosaria to invade, the battle would be hard fought. Had Lord Vane not deployed the fleet so capriciously, we would not now find ourselves in such perilous circumstance.
Lord Vane shall be made to answer for his actions. It is the will of the Senate. Excellency, though he be your son, justice must be served.
A convenient thing, justice. And so I must now make a choice between my throne and my son.
A most lamentable situation for us all.
Oh? For Lord Vane, perhaps. Yet surely Lord Lauser will make for a fine emperor.
Lauser so adores his brother, and he is yet young.
But he will not remain young forever. Already he busies himself unraveling Lord Vane's tangled skein. Lord Larsa has found his role to play and pursues it with some enthusiasm.
Ah, yes. And who would set him at such tasks?
What matter? Lord Vane himself once saw his elder brothers brought to like justice, did he not? At your Excellency's behest, as I recall.
You may put yourself at ease, Lord Gramis. So long as the Senate watches over her, Arcadia's well-being will ever be ensured.
By your will, I shall bid Vane return to Arcades.
So, it was the Dawn Shard that brought down the Imperial fleet.
You know your stuff.
Destructive power of such force. I've seen it once before. Lady Ash, you know of what I speak.
Nabudis.
The capital of Old Nebradia, Lord Rassler's fatherland. At the time of the invasion, a division of Imperials entered the city. There was a mighty explosion. Friend and foe died alike. Something was there. One of the Dynast King's relics. The Midlight Shard was in Nebradia.
More Nethicite. Well, no wonder they invaded.
That ridiculous war. The trap at the treaty signing. All this because Vayne wanted power. He must not be allowed to claim the Nethicite. The Empire must never hold it.
Oh, they already do. The Dusk Shard, most likely the Midlight Shard too. Besides, can't they manufacture Nethicite now?
Very well. Then the path set before us is clear. We'll use the Dawn Shard to fight them. Dalmasca does not forget kindness, nor ill deed done. With sword in hand, she aids her allies. Sword in hand, she lays to rest her foes. This Nethicite I hold must be my sword. I will avenge those who have died, and the Empire will know remorse.
You even know how to use it?
The Garif may know. The Garif people live by the old ways. Magicite lore is a part of their culture. They may hear it, the cry of the Nethicite's power. Whispers of the stone's menace.
Dangerous though it be, what we need now is power. Should we declare Dalmasca free without the means to defend our claim, the Empire would crush us. You must take me to meet with the Garif.
They live beyond Osman Plain.
Not exactly close.
Compensation, is that what you want?
Straight to the point, aren't we? I like that. Compensation. How about the ring?
This? Isn't there something else?
No one's forcing you. I'll give it back to you as soon as I find something more valuable.
What do you mean something more valuable?
Hard to say. I'll know when I find it. What is it you want, Vaughn? What are you looking for?
Me? What am I looking for? I guess... Well, you know...
The Garif are said to dwell in Kirwan.
So they do. We'll need to head south, past the Giza Plains.
It is the rains now in Giza. The wadis will be swollen with the deluge. Passage may be difficult.
But those same waters may also lay open new routes to us.
Regardless, we must go south, yes?
First things first. You're eager to be on your way, I know. But we should see that we're prepared before setting out.
I made my resolve 2 years ago. I swore to overcome any hardship I may face.
Man cannot live by resolve alone, Princess.
Right, there is a lot to take in from what we've just gone through, from even the smallest details to the biggest. I'll try and digest it as much as I can for you all, but firstly you can now buy Drain as a green magic spell, so you might as well do that whilst you're here. So I guess I'll start with the Dawn Shard, the Deifacted Nethicite, that by attempting to harness its power simply absorbed not only the ship but the surrounding environment around it and completely detonated its power, but left it drained afterwards. But that detonation not only killed Vossler, not only killed Judge Geese, but decimated the entirety of the Leviathan fleet, completely crippling a significant portion of the Arcadian Empire. They're still the strongest because they've got like 10 of these, but one of them just gone at the snap of a finger like that is nothing to ignore. And it's always going to be a shame to lose Vossler, because I actually enjoyed him as a character, but as soon as you find out he sold you out is the moment you know his fate's sealed. You know he's not going to make it much further in the game. But he is still a very much enjoyed character, and I'm going to miss him. And he's voiced by Nolan North, like way before Nolan North became as well known an actor as he is nowadays. There's a lot of the voice cast in this game that later went on to do many great things that had some of their earlier actions done in this game. Next to that is our plot of our course of the next action. We're heading south to meet the Gareth. But to get through the Gareth we need to get to the Osmond Plain. But to get through the Osmond Plain we need to go through the Giza Plain, where we were earlier on. As Barsh said, is now the rains in Giza, meaning there's flooding. As I mentioned before, once you get to a certain point in the game, every 2 hours there will be a rotation of whether it is flooding through the Giza Plains or whether it is not. But because this is plot and it's introducing this idea, the Giza Plains will be completely flooded until you advance far enough in the story. There are specific areas of the Giza Plains you can only access through the flooding, one of these being your path to the Osmond Plains. The second job I decided to get for Ash is Machinist, just because then she can have ranged accessibility with her red battle mage set. That was my focus. Like, if she's going to be my main mage, I'm going to want her to keep her distance to an extent, so making it so I can dedicate ranged weaponry to her later down the line would just be wise. You might be sitting there going, well, hang on a minute, didn't you just sell the Vega? Well, the Vega is just not good, so I wasn't fussed about it. We'll be getting better stuff later on, but keep in mind, Ash can also equip maces, and maces as a whole tend to be more powerful. And I also now take this opportunity to start expanding Balthir's Black Mage attributes as well as check everyone else, make sure everyone has got. Off screen, the 3 members we won't be using have also been given their job classes, essentially just filling out the last 3 blank slates I knew I wasn't going to be using. I do get tempted to buy an axe and a hammer, but I decide no, it'd be best to save it for the shell shield, since you never know when it'll be helpful. I also buy Traveller. Traveller will have barely any effect for you right now, but is worth paying attention to for later on because it is pretty cool. The way Traveller works is, every time you pause the game, you'll notice in the corner next to your total playtime, it also has a step counter. The higher that step counter gets, the more effective Traveller becomes as an attack. That's pretty much it. So earlier on in the game, when you first get access to it, it's not going to be that effective. But by the time you've explored everything, done everything you want to do, and done like 90% of the game, you're going to find it a very beautiful tool. Here's our reward from Mont Blanc as well. As I mentioned last part, there are 2 demon walls. If you take them both down, you'll get rewarded for it twice. He will also reward you for getting an Esper, giving you 2 arcanes and 2 teleport stones. And we now have access to Gill Snapper. Gill Snapper is our next elite hunt that I'll show you the process of how to get access to it next part, but will not be facing next part. But we will be facing it before plot advances far enough for the rains to no longer be in effect. Because you can't really see it looking at the map now, but you'll see when we get there next part, the Giza Plains is completely flooded. Also, this Bansat guy over here will hear about it and will actually wait over there for you, so when you get there you actually have an extra assistant, introducing the idea of the more notorious you become, the more other hunters will catch wind of what you're doing and maybe try and help you out. But that being said, I know I've barely spoken that part, but it's been very cutscene heavy and very detailed. Next time on Final Fantasy XII we'll start working towards the Gareths. Until then, you guys take care now.